So I just deleted that the short podcast I did yesterday about Kenneth Bianchi and the tape. And I spoke to that film company this morning. I spoke to the reception, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to speak to you," blah blah blah. And I thought, "Oh, okay, they're going to go in full legal mode, and it's going to be a fight for that tape." And I just sat with that all day, and I felt really dirty, really, really dirty. And I thought, what is it? Why am I feeling like really dirty? And I thought, is it Kenneth Bianchi? Because I'm sure that producer has informed him everything. I don't care. I just know that it's going to cause psychic attacks. I'm just preparing for that. But I don't think it's coming from his direction. I'm sure it will be forthcoming. And I just managed to work out by the end of the day, after meditation, that it was just the whole thing of just fighting over something really dark, over something really evil. And I thought, I don't want it. Why am I fighting for it? I don't want it. I don't want a scumbag tape with somebody's mother, waxing lyrical about, yeah, it was probably his fourth personality that was the murderer. Well, yeah, you're the one who adopted and created that shatter. So that's revolting. Then the other part of it, some poor woman who spent years and years in prison because she was possessed by his demon, basically. She hasn't spoken up about that, but she should, because I, for one, totally believe her. And the other part of the tape is Bianchi with his lying persona firmly in place, his foul Christian persona, talking about how he's innocent. So what am I doing? And it was that. And as soon as God damn it, as soon as so one second, I'm just going to stop that from, it's really annoying. As soon as you get on here, off go the alerts. So I'm not going to fight for that. And as soon as I sent the email to that weird company, and I was dealing with another film company today, they're doing stuff about the news of the world, and it's totally different, totally polite, totally professional. They're kind of people that when you interact with them, they kind of make you feel small and slightly dirty because they're so polite and so professional and so well educated. And I thought, wow, what a difference between them and this producer that come on talking to me like I was a crumb, because I'd confided in her about my sexual abuse. I got personal with Bianchi, confided all that. She took that as weakness. She took that as, oh yeah, I can just bully Christine. And I should have kept boundaries up around it. But as another woman, and I thought, well, I'll help her with what she's doing. So as soon as she got close to Bianchi, it's, I don't need that silly bitch, and decided to talk to me like I was shit. However, they won't talk to Chris Berry D like he's shit. He doesn't put up with shit. But sadly, I'm not like him. I'm not a professional at all in that area around true crime. The reason why I was busy visiting and writing to serial killers was my father was a rapist, and I was raped when I was very young, and I acted it out with these men, trying to get control over them, trying to, God knows what I was trying to do, but it just literally, now I'm doing the emotion code therapy, it makes me feel like my head wants to vomit. Like all those years of interacting with them, all those years of going to see them, all those years of just getting close to them energetically in any way I could possibly get. Oh, I'm sorry, Alan Keithley, but I did get a lot closer than you because I'm a woman. And yes, he did shove his tongue down my throat. And I felt sick. It was like I'd had his demons poured inside me. And what happens when you just do interact with these men? You just get really dragged down. Your energy, your time is wasted because they never give anything. Okay, if you're going to write a book about it, I never wanted to write about those tortoises. the one book that I wrote that had them in there, In for the Kill, the publisher insisted on having them on the cover. Just didn't sell. Just absolutely didn't sell. Didn't make penny piece. Yet it took me 3 years to write. They absolutely offer nothing whatsoever, and they really should be not allowed to converse with anybody, and certainly not women. And I did warn that producer, if she was going to interact with him, that when the documentary came out, if it wasn't good, then she would suffer the consequences. My book, In for the Kill, wasn't any way really derogatory about Bianchi. It showed him in a very good light, I would say. And, well, as one can possibly have a good light when one is a serial killer, he still came at me with everything he had, absolutely every, and I shit bricks. It was like Colonel Michael Aquino coming at you. And Colonel Michael Aquino is head of the Church of Satan, and he has a whole cult around him. So when he attacks you magically, you've got like the OTO, you've got like a whole group of people assisting him, and God knows from what entities. But with Bianchi, hasn't got any of that. Yet still, when he attacks in that way, it's just as strong, and it's terrifying actually. So, yeah, good luck with that. I'm sure I'm having it come my way. But I've been working with entities since then, and I also know what entities are stronger than his gin, which is what he uses and has as his little pet. What I find really dirty and really bad and really find it hard to wash off me is that the knowledge that doesn't he doesn't feel sorry for what he's done. Now, when I first came across him, there were people like Chris Berry D said, "Oh, he's really bad. He's really bad." Frank Salerno, and I thought, "Oh no, he can't be like an asshole." All this stuff. Oh, poor him. He must have been abused. I'm sure, he didn't have a great time, but he didn't. It wasn't worse than me, and I'm not out raping boys. And what I discovered through knowing him for all this time is that he doesn't care. So it's not the fact that, oh, he's repressing it, or it's compartmentalized, and oh, he's just in that old poor thing, he can't like face it in a cell, which is another thing I thought might have been going on, oh, he can't face it, or oh, he actually really does have split personas, and I was like dying to talk to the Steve to find out why he actually did it. No, none of that is going on. Absolutely none of that. There's just one persona, and it's really nasty, and it's narcissistic. It's a massive narcissist. Just massive. Think of all the narcissists and just put them all together in a blob, and then fill it with air. Just pump it up so it's just massive and fills the sky. That is him. And as regards his murders, oh, what, those empty crisp packets? Come on, they don't matter. Those girls were no good. That is the bullshit that goes on in his narcissistic mind. Like girls like Kelly Boyd, who he shacked up with and gave him VD and was no doubt unfaithful all around town. He couldn't face up to that in his Madonna whore syndrome, so he had to make these poor girls that were out there on the street, honestly trying to make a living as call girls, prostitutes, and he made them suffer because he couldn't stand up to his girlfriend and say, get out here, get lost, you're sleeping around. He could do that because he put her as a Madonna, and so they had to suffer for his tin pot relationship. But to a narcissist, it doesn't matter. And now I finally grasp what is going on in his head, because I wanted to. I wanted to grasp that. What's going on in his head. It's just the girls don't matter. He sees them as just less than, and not really human. Like somebody who's really, really prejudiced against black people and then goes out and murders some of them, and somebody says, "Oh, you're evil." No, but it was just, it's like that. That is going on in his head. Oh, those were girls that were no good. So, yeah, I did it. But come on, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to put on this foul Christian front because I'm going to get out because I deserve to. Because, come on, I just killed street trash. that goes, not Kelly, not girls like Kelly, no, street trash. That is what goes on in his mind. It is the most, when the penny drops about it, it is the most horrific, pure evil shit that you've ever come across in your entire life. And just so happens as the penny's dropping on me, probably because I'm doing the emotion code therapy, that the American man, Nick, is very kindly, really, thank God he came along, listened to my YouTubes and came forward and decided to yank me out of the darkness. The darkness of insanity. I was packed full of old emotion, and it was old emotion making me go to these rapist serial killers because they're the biggest narcissists on the planet, and I knew there was something wrong with me being attracted to narcissists, so I thought, I know, I'll just do it in public. So I went to them in public and made sure, it was known about, and acted it out. And there's this creepy creeps around Bianchi. Oh, you just wanted fame. No, no, no. I didn't want fame. I just wanted to unhook myself. And I always thought, if I keep doing this in public, there's going to be somebody out there who is going to say, oh, actually, this is wrong with you. And they're going to unhook me. Never happened, actually. Never happened until this day. And I'm kind of like, old. And I do feel bitter about the whole thing. And what I massively feel bitter about is Kenneth Bianchi, because he's the last one. Ian Brady's dead, or I'd be bitching about him too. With Kenneth Bianchi, that he's getting this Netflix made about him, and he's getting all these documentaries about him, and it's like fame for him, and he's like secretly lapping it up. And he won't suffer any consequences because he's in a sex offender's part, and they're all rapists in there. So he's never going to get like beaten up by one of the other guys, because the other guys are all the same. And the prison guards there, they're really sweet and nice to him. They treat him like, they call him the legal eagle, like, oh, he sorts out people's legal problems. And he has this foul personality as like, I'm so soft and so kind. Because after all, those little bastards, street girls, didn't matter about them. They're just whores, and I'm just a kind person, and it just really sticks in my craw like a bone lodged in my throat. And my father, my adoptive father, not blood related, of course, he got away with the same. He had all the neighbours that thought he was a real sweetheart, and he had that same docile personality that covers the rabid dog that likes sex with little girls, that covers that rabid dog, that sort of, oh, just a helper of the whole community and salt of the earth kind of thing. And then all the other normie normans, because they think, oh, serial killers are all like loners and all that kind of stuff. No, they're not. They're normie norms. So they know how to get on with all the other normie norms. And they all suck it up. Oh, he must be innocent and all that crap. And then, to know that he's got this Pulitzer Prize winner idiot from the UK, this guy who's lapping round him, paying for a legal team, say, oh, you're innocent, you're innocent. I know what's going down with that guy. He has urges himself, and he just wants to prove, no, he wants to shout it out to the world, oh, it's innocent, it's innocent. Why? It's innocent because why? What? Because they were street trash. So that's where he's coming from. Like, it doesn't really matter. Those girls don't really matter. Jane King didn't matter. Oh, she was sleeping around. Dolores Cepeda, nah. They were little trash around the shopping mall. Yeah, what were they doing? And what was it Bianchi said to the cops? Oh, yeah, he was hypnotized to say all this. Yeah, like hell. He went, she really knew what she was doing. He was talking about a young girl. Oh, but she really knew. Oh, what, Kelly Boyd didn't know what she was doing? She was dishing out VD all around. Yeah. So how does that Madonna whore syndrome work? Doesn't really. It's kind of busted. Anyway, it just annoys me, and it annoys me that film company treating him like he's a king, and oh, his tape, and so precious, and the silly producer who, what kind of individual is that? Not crediting somebody and talking about somebody like that just because they don't like their emails and all this, you can't, that's somebody that's done true crime for a long, long time. And actually, Chris Berry-D is so far above me. I look dizzy. I get dizzy when I look up to him. And sadly, I had this it's gone now, but I had this narcissistic persona that was, oh, I got closer than you, Chris. Well, I've got a pair of boobies, so I'm sure, yeah, I rubbed up against Kenneth Bianchi, felt his little manhood, and little it was. Yeah, so of course I got closer, but I used that because I, rubbed my tartars on Kenneth Bianchi's flat little concave chest. So I said, oh, I got closer than you, Chris. Well, because I'm a girl, And okay, you get people like Alan Keith. You didn't get close to Ian Brady. Yeah, sadly I did. I was that sick. I'm the one encouraged him to dog lick my face and shove his tongue down my throat. I encouraged. Yeah, and then later on, I said in front of the Sunday Express, they said, "Oh, he forced himself," and I was like, "Yeah, he did. He didn't force himself, not at all. It was me. It was all my fault because I was that sick. I wanted to get them in a position, get power over them, so I could hurt them in some kind of way, and I was willing to use my sexuality, anything." To get there, but sadly I couldn't. You can't. Not realizing, bizarrely, which I was listening to someone else's YouTube about narcissists and about the codependent, which I am, a codependent having a feeling of being like unique. So I had that really, oh yeah, they're really going to fall for my sexuality. I'm going to reel them in. I'm going to break their hearts. I mean, what an arsehole. I can't believe that I'm that pathetic, that narcissistic, that sick, that I thought that, but I did think that, and I've been thinking it for years and years and years, in between thinking, yeah, I'm a really great true crime writer. Well, I'm actually not a true crime writer. Did I ever talk to I did talk to the cops, but was I actually interested in talking to them? No, I wasn't. Did I give one thought? Well, I did give one thought to the victims. I did give a lot of thought, and I channeled some of the victims. I spoke to them because I'm a psychic and a medium, and I did interact with them, and so I did. I did think about that, but still there was a narcissism there, and I just feel like disgusted about people like Bianchi getting the crime. He should be kept in a cell and not allowed to communicate with the outside world, not in any way. Now, he rang me, for God's sake. I live in London. He rang me on my mobile. How is that normal or right? I mean, how is it normal? How is that normal? How is that right? It's not right. It's not right. Ah. It's not right that Ian Brady was allowed to shove his tongue down my throat either. What do we do with these men? We're too busy, like, oh, it's so famous, and like that silly ass producer with, oh, he knows my name now. I'm so thrilled he knows my name because I sent her an email that he'd sent me where he mentions her name. I mean, wow, what are we doing with these men? Oh, because we call them serial killers, it's all sexy, and we're all got like sit and lay about and get little, oh, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling hot and sexy now. Don't we ever think of their victims that had to get hot and sexy with them? While Bianchi with his acne and his stink, no doubt, because he had BD, all over them. Beautiful Karen Mandic, who worked in that Fred Meyer store. Unfortunately, just think, if she hadn't worked in that Fred Meyer store, she'd still be alive to this day. And she was gorgeous, totally gorgeous. But no, he wanted what he could get with his acne scars and bad breath. He has got bad breath, and so has Brady. And they had to get them, and they had to tie them down, and that's the only way they could get beauty. And what do we do as a society? We make little movies about them, like series, and you get silly producers going, oh, he knows my name. Is that what we do as a society? Is that what we are? Is that what we are, that we just urinate over Karen Mandic? It doesn't matter you died, Karen, because all the rest of us are getting all hot and gussied up over it, yeah? Doesn't matter. You're a sad bitch. Yeah, that's what it's like. And it's disgusting, this serial killer nonsense. And Netflix is the main one that pushes it. Goddamn Netflix and all these silly little companies. And, well, that silly little company, I merely made a request to have my tape back. And suddenly, The receptionist isn't allowed to speak to me. And I can literally feel their legal people gearing up for a fight. No, it's ours. And I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like gearing up to fight. I don't want that. I want peace and quiet to heal over my sickness of being interested in dirtbags and they're rapists, they're child killers, they're paedophiles. Do not call them serial killers and all that sort of red colour behind and all that, ooh, glamorous. Because you know what? Do you people think that these serial killers don't know it? Oh, Bianchi well laps it up. He came out in that visiting room to meet me. I thought it was Robert De Niro because he sort of walked out as if, well, here I am. He reminded me of Rupert Pupkin on King of Comedy. That it's like twisted where, but they lap up their fame. They know they've got their fame. And all these turds that write to tell them they're innocent, they don't even own what they've done. That man will die not caring what he's done. Why? Because he's got the fame, he's got people around him saying, oh, you're an innocent man. So in his mind, he thinks, yeah, deep down, they probably think that, oh, they're just bastards and just loose girls and, yeah, they know the score. That's how he thinks. I know how he thinks. I've met him astrally. I brought him out astrally. I said, yes, meet up astrally. I know how he thinks. If he got out, he'd carry on doing it to girls that are bastards and girls that have been hookers and, slept around. He'd do that because they don't matter. It's only the Madonnas who matter, who he decides are Madonnas. And actually, the turd can't even tell the difference. He's that pathetic. So anyway, I've told the film company to go sling their ass. And as soon as I sent that email, I said, keep the tape, don't contact me, and may your God go with you. Don't drag me down to your dark spiritual practices, your darkness. And as soon as I pressed it, I felt better. I just felt, I don't know, felt a lightness come over me, like a cleanness, and I didn't want that tape. All I wanted was, I don't like being bullied. I don't like someone saying to me, nah, bad luck, you ain't got it in writing, slag. That they say it in a posh middle class way. No, you didn't sign and all that. But really it means, nah, ripped you, innit, yeah, like that. But, they're trying to make themselves sound like clean and decent. Man, I can't wait till those people feel that Satanism oozing out of Bianchi. He is exactly like that guy in, again, American prison, who, mind you, we do it in our prisons as well, who ate another prisoner. That guy covered in tattoos, I can't remember his name, Coco or something. He ate another prisoner, he cut his head off, and then he ate his entrails. But why? He told everyone that he was possessed. He said, I've got an entity in me. And nobody believed him. Nobody believed him. There was a female reporter went to see him. I thought, oh my God, get out of there. He would have thrown that on her and she would go home with it. God knows what she's suffering right now, but you can't sit with people like that unless you're armed to the teeth. And she just sat with him. Oh God, mind you, I sat there with Bianchi, but he wasn't in, he switches and he wasn't in that mode. So I was safe there, not to mention the other guy. He probably doesn't come out. He probably doesn't. He probably just keeps that in. He definitely unleashed that on me during that phone call, but didn't unleash it on me when I was there, which again suckered me into thinking, oh, poor man, poor innocent victim. He's got alters. It's not his fault, etc. What a turkey. What a turkey I am, really. No wonder the Guardian wouldn't. The Guardian sent me out there on a commission. No wonder they wouldn't print it. And actually, when I came back, they went, no, this is wrong. And I thought, is it my writing? So Nick Davies rewrote it, and they still said no. I get them now. I get them. It's because I wouldn't say he was a monster. I'll say it now. So they stuffed it in Reader's Experience, obviously cut down. It was 6,000 words, and still wouldn't pay me. I had to go to the union to get money. They're really they're just kick ass. All these film companies and the posh newspapers, they just act like the news of the world, and they're like, oh, Basil Mahmoodi was so unusual and all that. Actually, Basil was quite goddamn sweet compared to the others. They all like it. Journalists, it's a profession you go into if you're a nasty piece of work and you're willing to sort of kick someone else in the goolies. And oh, if it's a good story and you've said something really bad, I'm going to go ahead and say it. So it's not just these one group, it's all of them. All of them are evil. And it's a shame because, you know, what a shame that people can't do a job like that and not be evil. Apparently, it comes with the territory. Um, so I'm sure there are some out there that aren't evil. I don't know. Where are they? Who knows? But it's a job for a narcissist where you think, oh, I'm superior. And then, you know, you see the other people. Certainly, Greg Biscuit was a narcissist. You see other people as not actually real. That's what they do. They see people as not real. I remember I dated a guy, Mydrum Jones. He was a journalist, and there was a front page story, and it was a poor woman, middle aged woman, single, lived in a little town in Wales, and for some reason this story was "Black Knickers Made Me Twitch." That was the headline. I can't really remember the context of the story, but I remember he came home cock a hoop because he got the front page of the Sunday People, and the headline, no, it's the Sunday Mirror, and the headline said, "Black knickers made me twitch." And I said, she's in a village, she's not married, she's a very quiet woman. How do you think this is going to play out for her? And he went, oh, well, no, 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 no. They don't think about it, they don't care because they're narcissists. And of course, I dated journalist after journalist after journalist after getting my life ruined by them because they were narcissists. The same way as I couldn't wait to get to Belfast and I dated terrorist after terrorist after terrorist because they're narcissists as well. They have to be to, like, you know, oh, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to blow up London because yeah, I'm annoyed about the English ruling here. Well, that's all about, you know, history. And we all have people ruling us that we absolutely hate. You don't go and blow up London and load of innocent people, but they do because they don't really care. They just want what they want, which is a narcissist's point of view. So I found all of them really attractive. I wondered what was wrong with me that I could go years and years not reacting to any man at all, just thinking, what's wrong with me? And then suddenly I'm in a press conference with the real IRA or down in Dundalk and I actually slavering over anything in trousers, just who cares what they look like? They're in the real IRA and just slavering. And I thought, what's wrong with me? Am I a sex pervert? But it's not. It's just a horrible magnetic attraction for narcissists, for evil narcissists. You just kind of, you just want that. If you had a father like that who commandeered your life, you just become something called a codependent, where you can't literally breathe without one of them to tell you how to breathe, and it makes you like you're disabled, and you think, hang on, I need somebody to push my wheelchair, but it's got to be a narcissist because it's always been like that, and that's how I've lived my life, and it's really sad. You know, I've wasted years and years, haven't been loved by men because I've dated narcissists. They can't love you, and for them it's a power play, and if you're a good slave then they will reward you. But I've never been loved. I've never had diamonds and emeralds like Liz Taylor, or, you know, somebody loving me from the bottom of their heart. Just hasn't happened. Just had men like take the piss out of me, and you know, serial killers like Ian Brady, and, you know, what was it? 2 decades spent on him. Kenneth Bianchi, 1 decade spent on him, like some kind of turkey, you know, like some kind of turkey. I can't believe I've done it. And all the time, as a little voice came, but you'll get a book out of it, you'll get a book out of it. Well, there isn't a book, and nobody wants to read a book about a spaz. Nobody wants to read it. It's like, wow, how could you be so insane? You're going to a serial killer for love. You're going to a serial killer. You want to get really close to them sexually so you can act out the pain of your father, and you want to hook them somehow and then smash their sexuality to the floor and ruin it once and for all so they can no longer rape and they don't feel all strong without their dirty sexuality. Because I'm sure a narcissistic male will feel very weak when somebody castrates them and sort of takes it off them. And I always always thought I could take it, but that was insanity. I was insane. I've been insane. I've been insane since my father raped me and took me as a wife and have just lived life like that. And I remember an old boyfriend of mine, Ray, who said, oh, when people see you on the street, they probably think, oh, I wonder how a cunt like that could stay alive. And I thought, wow, what a bitch. But I always dated men who were like that to me. And so it didn't register as something mean to say. And only recently now, after doing the emotion code therapy and having this, like the knots in my head come undone, so you get sanity back. It's like weird. And do I understand what he meant? Somebody who is that confused about life, but it's not actually confused. It's like old emotion is stuck inside, and then when it comes out through this very powerful therapy, obviously my healer is super powerful. I think not everybody can do it. I read the book, The Emotion Code. If I'd have read that first and somebody had said, "You want it done in you," and I'd say, no, 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 I can't be bothered, because I've had a lot of powerful therapy done on me, EMDR, primal therapy, and it just reads like wishy-washy. But this guy, Nick, who did it on me, is brilliant. I actually think that maybe he should call it something else and like own it. But I'm sure he won't. It's too nice to do that. But he has added his own twists, and it really, really works. And I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna learn it because I said to him today, I said, I'm getting like sanity come through, and he said, I said, I feel bad that I've lived my life like sick. And he said, it actually, I said, I don't understand how it causes insanity. And he said, it's just the old emotion in you. It gets triggered all the time, and you've got the old emotion like swimming around. He said, and that creates a mess. That's right. That's what I've had in me. I was always easily very triggered by other people. I used to keep myself alone because it's better than just being triggered all the time. When I had to do the school run with other women because of my mother whipped the backs of my legs and sexually abused me. She was a lesbian paedophile, found excuses to put cream on me and insert things, and put me down, was a narcissist, really, really tried to destroy any bit of confidence I had, ruined my education, even though I had a high IQ and was good at school, at grammar school. And when I had to do the school run and there was other women, I thought, I can't do it. I just didn't want to be near them. I saw them as bees that could sting at any and they do. And of course, I was in an area that was quite well to do. I was renting, but I wanted my son to have a good accent because I'd been treated prejudice because for being working class. I thought, I don't want my son to go through what I have. And but they, they didn't like it. I wasn't married, and they got stuck in that narcissist way and stung me to hell. I fought them. I would say that I won, but they won in the end because they were willing, as true narcissistic style, to hurt my son. So they were like, yeah, well, you complain about us, but hey, we can make sure our sons leave your son out of parties and generally everything. So they did that, and they got their own back by whipping my son, which is what my mother did to me. So this is, when you're dealing with narcissists, they don't mind hurting children. They will get stuck in, and they will use little excuses like, oh, that's a bastard, that's not actually a proper child, which is the same as Bianchi uses. So that's what they use, these narcissists. They're devils that walk among us. They're really, really bad, bad, bad people. Yeah, so I was triggered when I entered the truth community. I was really triggered there by the women because they were women. You basically, I thought, here's more people that are going to hurt me. And, I could see now that they were just acting normally. And, when I felt like one of them maybe wasn't totally on my side about this or that, because there was a lot of side taking, I would react as if they'd murdered me. And, it's appalling. And that's the narcissism in me, oh, how dare you not love me to bits? You're supposed to be my friend, aren't you? How come you're not, not acting like you're my blood sister? And I would, act out and make posts about other girls in the truth movement, make up bullshit about to hurt them, and, get stuck in. And then if anybody asked me, I would say, oh, they're mean to me, or stuff like that, or, oh, yeah, yeah, this, that, and, oh, such and such is evil. All that. And I can see it all now, and it's really quite horrible to have it come through, and like it's almost like someone's playing a movie, and yeah, see that sort of weirdo bitch there, that's you, and you're like, oh Jesus, and it's like face palm, all the people that I've treated badly, and I wouldn't mind if I just treated them badly in sort of a way that was all a bit sexy and whatever, but I've done it in sort of a ugh way, whereas turdish, I've been a turd, and so it makes me feel it's like weird to feel it. It's like having poo on the inside, and someone's generated loads of poo, and you can feel it. But what it is, it's the emotion code therapy working, and it sort of illustrates the inner poo you've got, and then you sort of, when you see it, you become aware of it, and then you sort of it dissipates. It's like going to the toilet, but emotionally, and the poo kind of just dissipates, and so I feel good in one way because I know I'm becoming sane and I'm freeing myself of it. And how can you ever energetically rise when you've got all this in you? And it's literally stored, and it is, you can't see it. I did primal therapy and I thought I got rid of all my stored emotions, but this is like, it's unleashed. It's unleashed a lorry full of it, and it's like a lorry that's packed full of shit, and it's just terrible. It's just really bad, and but thank God, this man came forward and to help me. I didn't even know that that was my problem. How can you energetically, you know, be like a light worker if you're full of this? I mean, you can't. And I've found my shamanic journeying, it's increased. I'm getting clearer sight. I'm getting better at that, just because I'm believing in myself. I'm realizing what's real in life, and that is certainly real. It's a gift I've got. And I'm not a good writer. I always thought I was a really good writer, but I'm not. I'm not educated enough. You really do need to do what my ex's sister had done. You need to go and study literature, and if you want to write a book. I didn't do that, and I just haven't got it in me. I just haven't got it in me to get to write. I'm not a writer. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I'm good at other things. I'm probably not actually good at anything, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like when the narcissism goes and you feel it like going, it's like suddenly you don't have to be. It's almost like you had something inside that you had to live up to, and it's like, like, I'm a really good writer and one day I'll be discovered. No, I won't be. I'll die. And if people think my stuff is shit, it doesn't matter. And it's like letting go of something. It's like letting go of the reins of a horse. It doesn't matter. You could just be ordinary person and just enjoy eating your chips in front of a good movie. The pleasures of life. You don't have to live up to that. You don't have to bash your head on the floor trying to be a bestseller. You just let it go. And it was great to really feel that letting go of letting go of my narcissism and realizing that I could just be a normal person. I could just have my chips in front of a good movie and really enjoy it. I don't have to, while I'm having my chips in front of a movie, start thinking, yeah, you're not a best-selling author, are you, loser bitch? I don't have to have that. It's like, I'm normal. I'm not a good writer. So I can just let that go. And it's really liberating. It's really freeing. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be good looking. You could be a pig. You could walk down the street without your makeup and put on loads of weight, have a face like a fat cheese. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? Because everyone else around you has got that. You don't have to live up to some weird ideal you have in your head, a mixture of Pamela Anderson and I don't know, whoever's the latest person that I think I should look like. And it's just really good to just let it go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter you look ugly. It doesn't matter you're not talented. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can still have those chips and that movie. And you know what? If you can do that, what does anything else matter? It doesn't matter. And as for love, looking for love of men, I've never had that. I wouldn't know what that is. If I had it, it would probably like really scare me. So I'm not really longing for it. It's like saying, do you want to trip on a star? Would you like to go hang on a falling star? I suppose I would. It looks nice, but I've never done it. So I'm not going to miss it if I die, not having experienced it. I'm not going to cry real tears because I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to experience it, but I know what it's like to love a narcissist. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to get crumbs from the table. Crumb. Oh, I've got a crumb. They've said something sweet, and you go away all happy because Daddy likes you. And if Daddy likes you, you're gonna get some sweets and a push on a swing, and maybe he won't chuck you out of the house, and your whole world's gonna be bright coloured. And then just to go on to middle age, thinking that, and just replacing with, in my case, serial killers. It's just so weird and turdish, and but I need to let myself off the hook because it's this stored emotion that has done that. And apparently, as well as insanity, it also causes cancer and illness. So I'm gonna feel really blessed if if this man Nick teaches me how he's done it. I'll be blessed. I'd like to bring it to other people. I really would like to bring it to other people. I'd like to free other people from their narcissists. I'd like to free other people from being codependent. You know, I was talking about there's so many YouTubes up about codependence and narcissism and people trapped in that. And you know, there's a really good guy does a YouTube, can't remember his name now, who talks about it. And you know, he was saying to me, go and have no contact, which I totally agree with having no contact with the narcissist. But sometimes it's not easy, is it? And then because I was blocked from emailing Kenneth Bianchi, what I did, I just got another email and and block me on this there, but I would still say a few words to you, no more than a few words, long email about how he should own up to his crime. It's good for your soul. What do I care? What do I care? I mean, it's like stop doing it, weirdo. Does it matter about? And I tell myself, well, I'm just worried about his soul. And since I spent all those years conversing with him, I would at least know that I've saved his soul. No, I don't. That's not going on. I'm just trying to control and feel better. I don't care about his soul. It's already black. So what do I think I am? Jesus Christ, I'm saving souls. It's just self bullshit. And so I agree with no contact, but he said also to go to CODA meetings and do the 4 steps. I've worked steps before in Al Anon. I don't know. I think you're only as good as your sponsor. I think really the cure is this emotion code thing. I think it's really, it just gets out all the shit in your body. And I can quite see how it does heal a person from physical illnesses. Anyway, I'm going to round up here because I'm going on and I just thought I had someone come in. I'm at home alone. So I'm safe to say all this. And I hope I haven't got on anybody's nerves. I'm not sure what I will call this, but I just needed to blurt. Yeah, so thank you very much for listening. I hope somebody got something out of my share.